Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Get Fit with Me, expanding your physical and mental fitness group. This group is for individuals who are ready to expand both their physical and mental fitness while helping and supporting others with similar goals all along the way. So, before we get into today, I am going to flip this camera around to show you what a beautiful day it is. So, for any of you who are watching the replay right now, take a picture of where you are walking or moving your body at and post in the comments below here. I want to see where you're at, how nice or how not nice the weather is. And there's a lot going on in this neighborhood, so I apologize if you guys hear some things in the background. It gets a little noisy. But as you can see today, I'm in a different place. Usually when we do these movement workshops, for the past probably 3 months now, I have been in my house on my bike. You've been seeing me bounce up and down there. Well, it is beautiful here in Michigan. Lansing, I think it's like 75 right now. I still have a jacket on, which will probably make its way off here shortly. But these trainings, once a month, we do a move and learn workshop where we actually get to get outside and give you the opportunity to put yourself on screen with me or to watch on Facebook, wherever you are best, and go through. I apologize for that. There is some construction happening. And move your body for just 30 minutes. 30 minutes, you may start to see me slow down a little bit, and you may start to see me speed up. The nice part about these movement workshops is there is no obligation to how fast or how slow you have to move. And the only obligation is that if you show up, you move for 30 minutes. And for those of you who are listening via the podcast, these are awesome ones to listen to because we don't just walk, we have conversation and I teach. And for those of you who saw the email yesterday in the anticipation post that I posted in the group, you know that this week I was being a little bit more blunt with you. That I have been working with a lot of people lately, whether they're full-on clients or they're just individuals who I've been interacting with. And a lot of times, the thing that I'm finding is we're letting our excuses run us rather than taking control of our life. So today we're going to be talking about excuses and how we need to take control of ourselves and take control of our excuses rather than just saying, oh, I'll get to it next time. I'm too busy. I don't have time for that. Oh, something last minute came up. And every time we lean into one of those excuses of, I just don't have time, I'm too busy. My body, when I lose a little bit more weight, I'm going to feel better. And then I'll start exercising. Every time we listen to one of those excuses, we stop listening to ourselves and we stop giving ourselves the choice. We stop putting our health first. And I understand we are all busy. We are all busy people. And I'm busy, you're busy. But there are ways around it. There are ways to put yourself first and stop letting those excuses run you. So today we're going to talk about it. I'm going to share a little exercise that I actually worked through with Karen Wheatley earlier this week. Because if you don't think you have excuses, I even have excuses, whether it's in health or it's in something with the house or it's with my business. I have excuses in different areas. Yours may be in your health. Yours may be in your business. Yours may be with the household. That I can guarantee we all have at least one excuse in our life that we let kind of run us and control us. So for those of you who are watching the replay now, because we were not streamed on Facebook Live today, we were just doing the replay. Because I'm out and about and I can't do that. So one downside to Zoom is when I'm actually out and about in the neighborhood, I am not able to stream into Facebook. So as I'm going through and I've asked you guys questions, comment in the Facebook comments for those of you who are on Facebook and those of you who are on the podcast. Feel free to send me your answers. Shoot me a message, shoot me an email with the answers. And if you come up with questions along the way or you find yourself stuck and like, really don't understand that. Can I have a better explanation? Reach out to me. I want to help you understand. I want to help you implement these things because these things are important. And when we don't have control over our life and we let other things such as our excuses control us, it's going to take us a hell of a lot longer to get to where we want to be. So before we go anywhere, I want to know who you are, where you're from, and then post a picture of where you're walking. Or whether it's inside, outside, maybe you're biking, maybe whatever you were doing for your 30 minutes of activity here, I want you to post a picture in the comments below and let me know where that is and why you chose that place. So I'm Morgan Akovich. I am from Lansing, Michigan. I run this group for any of you newbies here. We've had a lot of new people jump in this past week, so welcome. And I am walking in a neighborhood just right across the road from where I live. I like it over here. There's lots of sidewalks and traffic is not super busy usually when I walk. There's times where we get more cars, but I think that's everywhere. So drop your answers in the comments below. I will read them, we'll respond. This video lives on, this chat lives on. And I'm gonna have to slow up my pace. Whew. It's a little bit easier to control when you're on a bike than when you're out here walking. So we're gonna get into excuses. And the excuses that tend to come up for me is I've been able to work through my exercise excuses. Like I have no excuses anymore of, oh, I have to go to the gym. No, the gym's at my house. And for those of you who do have a gym, I thoroughly encourage that you get yourself at least one piece of equipment, whether it's a set of dumbbells, set of resistance bands, and have it at your house so that when that excuse comes up, like, oh, I just can't make it to the gym today with time, you have something at the house that you can use to take that excuse right off. Just like last week when I talked about traveling, if you don't pack your workout clothes, your excuse will be, oh, I just didn't pack it. Get ahead of those excuses, implement a plan so that those excuses cannot be used. So when it comes to exercise, that is not where I have my excuses recently. I've had them all in the past. Where I currently have my excuses are with laundry, with the dishes, with the household things, because the one that comes up a lot is, oh, I'm so tired at the end of the day, I don't want to put the laundry away. And then it sits in the spare bedroom in a big pile on our spare bed. And Mike is taking care of all his stuff, and then there's me. And my pile just grows day after day, day after day. And I realized that everybody's tired at the end of their day. And I can do a few things. I can either completely avoid it like I do, or I can take little steps of, okay, I'm going to take care of all the leggings. Great. So one day I take care of all the leggings. The next day before the pile grows, I take care of all the hanging stuff. So it doesn't have to be an all or nothing response when we are helping combat an excuse. It can be little bits and pieces. Just like I said, pick one thing. So if your excuse is, I just don't have the time to eat healthy. I've heard this one a lot recently. I want to ask, why don't you have the time to eat healthy? What about eating healthy is time consuming to you? Is it the fact that healthier meals take a little longer? Is it the fact that you're cooking your own meals, so you actually have to plan for some cook time? Is it the fact that you haven't meal prepped? What is the reason that you're using that excuse? Same thing goes for your exercise. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I love that one. That is probably the most used one, is like, something came up, I will just do it tomorrow. For example, Millie, I'm shouting you out here. She messaged me after yesterday's email came out and said, okay, I'm golfing, I'm not gonna be able to be there. And I know it's another excuse. And I responded back as, it's not an excuse. You had already had something prior planned, and she's still moving her body. She's just not moving it with us. The excuses come in when we make a commitment to ourselves and we don't follow through with it. How often do we make commitments to ourselves and we don't follow through? A lot. A lot of times it's with our health and our wellness and our sleep and our water and all of those little pieces in between. And in reality, we probably keep our commitments to others better than we keep our commitments to ourselves. But if we can't put ourselves first and take these excuses away and stop listening to them and just start acknowledging them and getting ahead of them, we are going to be able to show up for those people in our life so much better than if we are run down, exhausted, always busy, and not present. Whereas if right now you're realizing that your excuse is, I just don't have time, what is your goal? Is the goal or your intention for that week too large for what you actually can take on? That is where this next portion comes into. So, excuses. I don't have time to work out. Well, what's your goal? My goal is to work out 5 days a week for 45 minutes. Okay, it's a pretty big goal for someone who's very busy. What if we started with just 10 minutes once a day? Or even 10 minutes one time this week? I have some of you who have said, well, I can do more than that. Great, then do it. And stop saying, well, 10 minutes isn't going to do anything. No, 10 minutes is going to do something. You have to get consistent and you have to start putting in a routine. We can't just willy-nilly start creating these things and creating these goals and not taking action on them and then realizing that I just don't have time. Well, make a more realistic goal. I want us to have these realistic goals that, yeah, 10 minutes seems really easy. It's something I can do. I can do that every day. But if I don't start there at something that I know I can accomplish, I'm going to feel like I've failed. And my excuses are going to start to run me. And I don't want that. I want to get ahead of that. I want to acknowledge that and not let my excuses run me and have me run my excuses. If that makes sense, drop goals in the comments and just be like, yes, that makes sense. I know what I need to do. I need to start thinking about my goal. What is that goal? Is it realistic? So we have that goal. We create something really small that we know we can accomplish. You know what that then does for us? And it allows us to feel good. It creates a win for us that makes us want to do it again and again and again. Then challenge ourselves a little bit. Then do it a little bit more. Whereas when we don't, and we say we want to work out 5 days a week for 45 minutes, and currently you're doing nothing, that right there, when we don't do that, we're going to feel like we failed. And we're going to let those excuses come on in again. So, exercise time here. How's everyone doing on their movement? How's that heart rate? Are you feeling like you can have a conversation the whole time? Or are you feeling a little bit more out of breath? Are you doing some a little bit more cardio intense? The talk test, I've talked about this on a few of these before. The talk test is really good. It's a great spot to be for that heart to get stronger and for you to be able to have a conversation like I am having with you and still be able to talk and breathe, but not feel like I am dying. And during some of these, I'm hiding it a little bit better today. So I did this activity with Karen, and I'm working through doing it with all my clients because we all have these excuses, just like I said, and yours may not be in health and wellness, and that's okay. Maybe you've conquered that, you've gotten ahead of that, but you have excuses other areas in your life. Like I said, I have mine for home things I have to do at home. I have excuses for that stuff all day long, but I've acknowledged them and I'm getting ahead of them. So when you get home or as you are here watching, type in the comments or start writing down what kinds of excuses pop up for you. What are things that you usually say? And start writing them down. I don't have time. I didn't pack the right stuff. I forgot my headphones. I can't do the workout. Oh, the weather's just not nice. If I can't go outside, I won't do it. Meal prepping, I just I don't have time for it. It's not something that I know how to do, and I don't know. Nope, I just know. I didn't pack my lunch today, so I'm just going to get Subway. It'll be okay. It's just one time. Not a big deal. I'll fix it tomorrow. What types of things are showing up for you as excuses that come up in your life? And for some of you, this list may be endless, and you may be thinking, holy crap, how do I have this many excuses? And for others, you may be thinking, I really don't have that many, but the ones that I have, they show up a lot. And that could be the case too. So as you were writing this list and kind of thinking about it, the next step to this is to pick out which top two to five, I'll let you choose depending on the length of your list. If your list is shorter, choose top two. If your list is longer, choose like 1 to 5 things and circle them. The excuses that pop up the most frequent, the ones that pop up daily or every other day. Oh, another excuse I like to hear is, I'm not old yet. I don't have to worry about that. If we don't do stuff now for us, it's going to make when we get older a lot more challenging. Oh, I don't have an issue with that. I don't have to work on it. No, start now. So once you have circled or identified those top 1 to 5 excuses that show up in your life, I want you to then send them to me. Send me a message with those excuses. After we've talked about those excuses and what they are, I am going to do a really cool second portion. So you're going to send them to me, and then I'm going to do something fun for you. And when I say fun, my clients know that fun is relative to all of us. I use fun a lot more, and a lot of you don't think it's fun like I do. But Karen has actually been the one to really help me understand and really learn different ways that we all like to learn, and we all identify and recognize things differently. So Karen, I know I've shouted you out a lot here, and you're going to be our hot seat guest next week in our call when we talk about creating routines and habits with your significant other in your household or with your roommate, whoever it may be, because there are people in our life that we need those, and we have to have those conversations. So Karen and I have been working through this activity, and when you send me your excuses, I'm going to send them right back to you in a way that is going to help you identify and help them kind of sit in and kind of be that cold hard truth to you of, you got to stop doing it. Got to stop letting it control you. And just letting those feelings that come in when I respond to you, just kind of sit there and be with them. And this is not, you guys know me so much better than this. This is not a fix them all at once approach. We do not do that here. We start with 1. So if you picked 5 you picked your top 5 excuses and you sent them to me, well, then decide on which one of those are you going to focus on. And once we can eliminate one of those excuses, we'll work on the next one. Because we can't fix it all at once. We all know that. 0 to 100 approach does not work. It works for a very, very small portion of people. I am not included in that. I need very small, tangible steps that allow me to take a step, create a win, and then take the next step. And we're going to work together to start to eliminate these excuses in your life and to let them stop controlling you. I'm super excited for that, because that once you don't have those excuses and you can just be free to be honest with yourself of, yeah, I didn't do the thing, and not throw an excuse or a justification in there of, well, I was really tired, it was a really busy day, it didn't go as planned. Get rid of that. Get rid of it and just own the fact that you didn't do the thing. And as soon as you can sit in that and feel that you have not necessarily, I don't want to say, I think of the right word here. I don't want to say created guilt on yourself, because I don't want that guilt feeling for you, because we shouldn't feel guilty. But just that acknowledgement of, I can do better. You can do better, because you can. If we hold all these people in our lives to these high standards, and we hold ourselves to these really high standards when we are with people and we are showing up for people, we need to hold ourselves and our health to these standards. Because without ourselves and without our health, we are there for nobody. You need to remember that, because when we don't remember that, we become run down. We become not present to how tired we are, to how we are not putting our full effort into things, and how our moods and things start to shift without us noticing. And we become different people who we don't want to be. And then all of a sudden, time goes on and we realize, wow, it's time for me to make a change. You don't need to wait till you get to the point of needing to get a change to make the change. Start making the change now. Get ahead of those excuses, those justifications, those things that are ruling our lives and giving you the okay or the green light to not do it. Do the damn thing. So, as we're coming up, we have about 9 minutes left of today's call. And I want to check in with, how are you doing? How's your heart rate doing, for one? But also, how are you doing with this topic? Is it sitting with you as, nope, not ready to confront that? Or is it sitting with you like, God, I needed to hear this. I needed this today. Or maybe you're somewhere in the middle where you're like, I need to hear it. I know I need to change, but I don't know. They keep dragging my feet a little bit. I'm still struggling. It's okay. You can be in all of these places at once, because certain excuses are going to hit us differently, and certain ones are going to be easier to eliminate and get ahead of and acknowledge. So, to recap on our assignment or exercise today, what you need to do is create a list. I'm under a tree right now. Is create a list of all of the excuses that you make, whether they're at work, whether they're at home, whether they're with your kids, your significant other, with your health. Preferably, if you have some health ones, I want those ones first. But if you feel like you've conquered those and you have a really good system down and you don't have excuses popping up saying, oh, I didn't drink enough water, or I didn't, if you're not having any of those, no worries, then focus on a different area. But if you have just one, write it down and let's make that the priority, because our health is the center of us. And if we don't do anything about it, we don't take the reins, we can't be there for everyone else like we want to be. So write a list of all those excuses, pick your top 1 to 5, send them to me. Once you send them to me, I will send them back to you in a way that is going to resonate. It's going to hit home a little bit, and that's what I want. I want the way that I send them back to hit home for you. There's going to be some dialogue, and then we're going to pick just one. And we are going to work on incorporating ways to get rid of that excuse, to get ahead of it. And that first step is the acknowledgement of it. At the end of your day, when you're all said and done with work, you've made dinner, and at the start of the day, you said, I'm going to work out after I'm done with dinner today. And you sit down on the couch and you say, I can't, I'm too tired. I just can't. I want you to take a second and acknowledge that you said that. Acknowledge the commitment that you made to yourself that morning or at the start of the week of what you were going to do today. And say, okay, I either have to accept and say that I'm not going to do the thing and be honest with yourself and not put a reasoning behind it, or you're going to get your butt up and you're going to go do something. And that something does not have to look perfect like you planned for it to be. You plan to go run 3 miles and you don't got it, go walk half a mile. It doesn't have to be the exact thing, but it has to be something. And that all or nothing approach works just the same when we don't do the dang thing. You either do it or you don't. So do something or don't do anything. What are you choosing today? I chose to get out here, talk to you guys for a half hour. Whew, it's getting hot out here. Jacket's gonna have to come off soon. I chose to get out here and talk to you. Oh, we got Rita jumping in here. Nice. Let's see. Rita, can you hear me? Rita, if you can hear me and you want to unmute so I can hear you, that would be awesome. And if you're just here listening, I understand that too. So, hello. I love seeing your face.
Thank you.
2 days in a row. How are you?
Struggling. Mental health. And also bad news, COVID news.
Oh.
Because I'm a nurse, so it looks like things are getting worse again. So was really bummed out. And like yesterday, I was talking to you about the priorities and having everything up in the air, and I need to, I'm trying to fit all the stuff that I started, like, for example, everything's good, but I struggle with schedules. I like, for example, today I'm going to the gym. So yes, it's a win.
Nice job.
I had a problem there, but the owner called me back. I'm paying enough. It's they have very cool machines that they work only that muscle, that like you don't work anything at all. Like the bench has the perfect posture, and you work against the machine, and you can read on the screen like how much force, and there is a line that you have to follow, not to apply too much or not enough. It's really high tech and very, very so it's like intense workout in 20 minutes. So it's perfect for me, for my mind. Like I don't get like there is no time, because push, pull, do that, and you're done. So
I love that. And I love that you found something. And
I found something that, yeah, it's expensive, but what's the point of going to a gym where nobody's going to pay attention to me, and I'm not going to know how to do anything in the beginning and get lost and give up? So I am paying for them to pay attention to me, and the exercises will be, I know, maybe once I know more about exercising, I can do and I'm not just I want to exercise. I want to watch your ideas, like for things you can do at home, you know.
yeah,
I want to do things in between. Like I did a power walk the other day, felt so good.
nice job.
But I'm so overwhelmed with the scheduling, because now that I have this on one hand, it's great that I can pick my own schedule, but I don't like to pick way ahead of time because I don't know what's going on, like if there will be something for me to go or to do. But then I end up not having the best choices. So I'm struggling with that. And it's a matter of scheduling. I just need to talk to the scheduler where I work, so she could maybe give me a permanent assignment, but because of the mental health issue, some days, that's why I need to know, like 1 week I was able to work 6 days in a week, but then the next week I only wanted to work like 3 and spaced out, you know it's complicated. I never know which mood I'm gonna wake up in. It's very, very difficult for me. It's a constant struggle, and I'm always fighting. I pat myself in the back for every little thing I accomplish.
Good, which celebrate even the little things.
Yes.
Everything little needs to be celebrated.
Yes. So that's why I wrote to you when I did the meal prep. I'm not losing weight right now, but it's okay. At least I'm eating right, and eventually things will get better. But the important thing is to stick to what you can, right?
Exactly. And that's kind of what we talked about today is, sorry, I'm going through sun and no sun, so I'm going on and off with my sunglasses.
I do that. I used to do that a lot. Now I just have this. I don't even bother with sunglasses anymore.
So today we talked about how we let excuses and justifications run our life in all areas. And we did an exercise today that I want you to go back and re-listen to the start of this video. And it's creating a list of the excuses. And you had a really good example here. You found a gym with the right amount of time and the right exercise and the right amount of attention that you needed, so that you have no excuse not to go. You know somebody's going to watch you and they're going to help you. You have taken a step to get that excuse of, I don't know what to do. No, you now know what to do.
Yeah.
You have the support.
Even though I don't want to, I don't feel like getting out of the house. Because it's such a perfect, well, not perfect yet because I'm just getting started, but it's such a good find that I drag myself. Like, I tell myself, what's your excuse? Unless you're sick, you're going.
I love it.
Yeah. And Monday, I was off. I don't know what's happening because I take medication, and I don't know. It's life sometimes get overwhelming because I grew up in a big family, and I had a very supportive dad. Then I had a very supportive husband, and now I'm all by myself. So sometimes not having a person to share the burden of life, like paying bills and budgets and stuff. So sometimes it's just a lot. And my mom, she's 80 years old. She's my best friend, but I cannot tell her that I'm struggling because then she'll be, depressed and sad and worried.
And that's part of why this group is here, is for when you're having those days, post in the group and say, is anyone else feeling this way today? There is 220 people in this group. I can guarantee at least one person is feeling the same way you are on that day. because that's what life is. We have our ups and downs, and we have this support group for us to let us all know we're not alone and support one another, because life is hard, whether you have a person or not. Life is hard.
I was, do you ever check TikTok? Like, do you
I
have
do not
TikTok?
have TikTok. I
I
don't.
think you should have an account there because you have some pearls of wisdom. And that's because, of course, what people need to understand, it started like a place for people to post funny dances, but now everybody and their brother are there, like all the coaches, all the good people. So like this morning, I just opened, and because the people that I choose to follow, it's always food for thought. I don't keep going. I find one that sticks with me and I meditate on that. So I think your followers would benefit and other people, and you could direct traffic. Here I'm being a little marketing manager.
Well, I
Because
appreciate it.
do you know why? Because I just posted random stuff just for fun to until I know my offer better. So I have like 6 videos, okay? But without really trying hard. No, I have more videos, but the one video went over 1,000 views and the other 689, the last one. And I don't even have like a lot of followers. And not all my followers are Jane Austen people. Some are just men, just weird.
And
But like,
that's the thing we have. And that's the thing we have to remember is when we post something, whether it's me in this group or you on TikTok, wherever we are, what we say and what we're going through, and any of those excuses that pop up for us, we're not alone in any of those. So
right,
having
it
the
has
support
helped me.
system.
TikTok, because it's like I said, because they're short bursts of food for thought or wisdom, it has helped me focus. You can see I'm showing up more on the
You are.
both on Jamie's. I mean, I even schedule my things around the Wednesday because I don't want to miss Jamie's coaching and the awesome people she brings, including yourself. So I'm even trying to that's what I said. I'm trying to work my schedule around it. I even work every weekend because I don't even have a dog, so I can work any day. Saturday and Sunday are good days to work because they're calm. It's not a lot of work. So anyway, I think it would. I know you have a lot on your plate, but like every time you make a short video, you could post on all your platforms. You don't need to make one for each, you know?
And we are a little, let me check time. We are a little over on time as of right now, but I want us, because today's only 30 minutes because we were walking.
Oh,
But I'm super happy you jumped on.
Okay,
because you jumping on and sharing what you have done to take control of your schedule, to take control of going to the gym and finding what works for you. And it's all about taking that control away from everything external and giving it back to yourself. And just like you were saying, for me posting on different places, it's me taking the control of sharing what I know so that I can help others too.
Because I have to tell you, Morgan, you are very young to have such not just wisdom, but the clarity, the discernment to see the problem and focus and help people focus on a solution. I don't know if you give yourself credit, but just the fact that Jamie, who is an awesome coach, needs you, you should say, I'm a big deal, because you are.
Thank you, Rita. I appreciate that.
I know I'm a big deal too. I think, like yesterday, how I shared, I was very proud of, I mean, I was afraid of overstepping on your role, but I just felt compelled to share, like, to Paulina, that it's like she was so lost. I said, okay, this is time for yourself or time for your business. And if you can't do this, you can do the other, right? So I know I have a lot to give. The things are aligning slowly but surely. And like that pearl of wisdom about you were much closer to where you want to be than you imagine. I thought that
I love that.
That's from TikTok, Mel Robbins. It was one thing I heard the day before, no, yesterday. So yesterday I had that, and today I was trying to make an excuse not to go to the gym, and I saw this girl on TikTok. She said she's depressed and she's helping people understand, like, as she's struggling, she is showing people how she's coping. So she said the amygdala grows because of trauma and the trauma response. And the one way to fight it is increasing the hippocampus, and there's no way around it. You have to exercise your body. And I said, damn it, I have to go. So I think it would be, I mean, you have to start following certain people. So TikTok will, like everything else, it will suggest things based on the people you follow, and it can be a crazy tool, but it makes you just numb yourself with social media. But because it's not about the looks, even though if you watch too many reels, people put a lot of filter, a lot of crazy stuff. You just want, you scroll past that. No, that's Instagram, doesn't matter. So anyway, we're out of time.
Well,
with you, and I want to know, I sent you a message saying, like, right now,
yes, you sent me a message.
I don't want to find a partner.
Yes, I'm gonna message you back about that as soon as we wrap up this call. So be looking for a voice memo from me here in the next couple minutes.
Okay, I just wanted to, did you read what
Yes.
Okay.
I read it all. I want to get back to you privately because we're doing that deep dive, just you and me.
Oh, yeah, you're recording it, yeah.
Yes.
So, hey, people, whoever watched this.
So, Rita, thank you so much for jumping on today. I appreciate you jumping on here at the end. Have a great workout today. I love that you stepped in front of your excuses and taking control of your life. And it all starts one little step at a time. So I will send you a voice memo here shortly after this video. Okay. And I will talk to you soon. Talk to you later, everybody.
And be proud of yourself because you are awesome.
Thank you, Rita. I appreciate it. Bye, you guys.
Bye.